Hello everyone, welcome to session 11 of QA training. In this session, we are learning maintenance software testing. To ensure an application meets quality standard, as a tester, you need to perform testing at every stage in the software development lifecycle. For this, you have to carry out functional and non-functional testing in the initial stages of development and then follow it up with structural, confirmation and regression testing in the later stages. After the application is deployed in the production and is in use for the number of years, it may require maintenance work to be carried out in some components of the system. This work may include defect fix, improve performance, or the environment changes. To confirm that these changes do not impact the system, you need to test the modified components and maintenance areas. This is called maintenance testing, which means this type of testing where you test in the live or we can say that production environment is called maintenance testing. Here maintenance testing not only tests the changes in the production environment but also tests the impact of this modified application in the existing environment. The main reason to perform maintenance testing is because modifications, migrations and retirement of system. Modification refer to any enhancement or emergency corrections made to the software is in use. This include environment changes, database upgrade or any defect fix. So here maintenance testing would focus the above said modifications like environment, database upgrade, priority defect fixes. So in this maintenance testing, as a tester, we have to make sure that these modifications does not affect the system. For example, for an existing software, we have migrated to a new database. This is one of the example. So once that current application is migrated to a new database, as a tester, you have to make sure that your existing application is not affected because of that change. For this, we will be doing this maintenance testing. Okay. So here in this maintenance testing, we need to make sure that the data is not lost and that these changes do not affect another functionality of the software. When it comes to the migration, migration refers to the transfer of application from one platform to another platform. At this time, the maintenance testing involves the testing of the operational software in the new platform, how the application behaves in the new platform. This testing is done to make sure that migrated software works well in the new platform. Say for example, if an existing software in production is migrated to a new environment, then after migration, as a tester, we have to make sure that the new environment and the software is working well. And the last one is retirement. So maintenance testing for the retirement refers to the testing of data migration, or if data is retained for a longer period and data archiving is considered. Say for example, if the organization is retiring its current software and replacing it with a new one. This kind of situation, we will be doing that maintenance testing. So here, all the data which was stored by the old software has to be transferred properly to the new system. As a tester, I have to make sure that all the data is properly transferred to the new system. So here, you have to check all the data was transferred accurately into the correct database and tables. Let's continue maintenance testing. So one of the main reason for maintenance testing is that modifications are introduced frequently into the applications. Modifications can be classified planned modifications and unplanned modifications. So planned modifications account for 90% of the maintenance work. These are much more organized and are decided well in advance. Whereas unplanned modifications occur when suddenly defects occur in the system which requires an immediate solution. So we have two modifications, planned modifications as well as unplanned modifications. So during maintenance testing, two fundamental testing are carried out to ensure the quality of the product: confirmation test and regression test. Confirmation test is done to make sure that changed software is functioning correctly after the changes have been carried out, and regression test is done to check that unchanged software is continuing to work as expected after the changes were done at various parts of the system. To reduce the amount of regression testing, as a tester, you should always determine the part of the system that may get affected due to the maintenance work. Analyzing this impact of the changes on the system is called impact analysis. An impact analysis will help in assessing the amount of updating required in original test specifications. So with this impact analysis, we can assess the amount of updating, how many requirements we need to update. These things we can determine from this impact analysis. So let's continue with this impact analysis. Impact analysis involves two processes: risk analysis and checking the application's original test specifications. The reason for risk analysis is to establish which areas of the application has the greatest risk. That means, right, which areas are impacting more. When we do not have time to perform all the regression tests, then we can perform risk analysis to determine which areas to focus on during regression testing. Similarly, if you have test specifications from the original development process, then the same can be used for the regression testing. So to perform the regression testing, we can use the test specifications. We can use the same shoot and modify according to the changes to the system. Say for example, we may have to change just the expected results in the test shoot. This helps in reducing the overall regression testing time. This will also help to check if we need to add new test cases to the existing test cases as well. So that's all from this maintenance software testing. Thank you all.